data is not about the words or numbers, but also about the connecting with people. And I think the key lesson that I gained from that experience was to the importance of patience, of course, and the cultural sensitivity. Because even the smallest step, even the smallest experience that you want to achieve, it can give you a contribution to valuable skills. So start now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Boarding Talk. I'm Hammam, your host, and now I'm accompanied by Miss Rika Rahmayuni.
Hello everyone.
Welcome, Miss Rika. Maybe a little introduction for her. She studied in International Relations, worked at Pertamina and BPJPH Kementerian Agama, has been active in event management and community engagement, and has received awards in debate and leadership. Quite an impressive track record, Ms. Rika. So, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Great, fantastic day.
Okay, thank you. So, maybe before we start to our talk, I have one question for you.
Okay.
If you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
Okay, interesting questions. First, not brief. Okay, I think if I need to describe myself in 3 words, it would be adaptive, responsible, and proactive.
Adaptive. So you think yourself is adaptive?
Right. I'm quite adaptive person. Proof with my experience before.
Okay. So let's start with your academic journey.
Okay.
Could you tell us about your path in international relations?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Mas Hammam, for the questions. I'm Rika, and I'm a graduate of International Relations from Universitas Pajajaran. And talking about my campus life, I think I'm the person that consistently sought off new opportunities, both in academically and professionally. So beside that, I make sure my academic tasks doing perfectly. I'm also make sure that I can contribute more in organizations, community, also the professional sides in internship and apprenticeships.
Okay. So what motivated you to pursue international relations as your field of study?
Okay. I think growing up in a little city, that taught me that many local issues often connect with a global dynamics. Also, my debate experiences, debate background, pushed me toward IR. I think the most one is I enjoy exploring multiple perspectives and want to get to know how the diplomacy, communication and corporations can address real world problems.
Okay, so global issues are helping you in your growth.
Right.
Okay, so how has your background shaped your interest in research, partnerships, and external relations?
Okay, I think debate taught me to research fast, persuasively present, and clear communications. And later on my professional experiences, I learned to manage people under my leadership roles. Also in my internships that I also manage the internships with cooperate with a lot of peoples. And I think from that experiences taught me to data is not about the words or numbers, but also about the connecting with people.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rika. And talking about your experience, let's talk about your work life.
Okay.
Okay, so you have worked at Pertamina as an investor relations intern, right, and at BPJPH Kementerian Agama. What were your main responsibilities there, and what were the most valuable lessons you gained from there?
Okay. At Pertamina, actually I manage 500 databases, working with more than 50 investors, also government bodies. And I think the key lessons that I gained from that experience was the clarity and communications and consistency. I think that is the key lessons from Pertamina. And later on at BPJPH under Ministry of Religious Affairs, I think I learned my main responsibility was to support MOU, international MOU with the halal body institutions, also about with the countries to make sure that the halal standard in Indonesia was perfectly standard with the another countries. And I think the key lesson that I gained from that experience was to the importance of patience, of course, and the cultural sensitivity.
Okay, so you are working with other countries, other companies. Okay, interesting. So you also have experience in event management and community engagement. How do these roles complement your professional career?
Okay, so talking about my event management things, I managed to work under Pajajaran International Model United Nations, also working with local communities like Jabar Bergerak Zilenial. And I think those experiences shaped me to have a project management and leadership skills. And from that, I realized that even with the grassroots community until international stakeholders, the principle is the same. We need to put people on trust. Everyone wants to feel the valued.
Okay. So, what was the biggest event you have managed?
Talking about the biggest event that I have in my past, I think the most memorable one was to create the side event of G20 in 2022.
G20 event?
G20, right. So I create a side event of that event named Halal 20, H20 under Ministry of Religious Affairs. And at that moment, I managed to cooperate with halal body institutions, of course, and to have cooperation to create an MOU between Indonesia and another country. So from that experience, I think I also gained the event management skills, leadership skills, and also adapt to a real-world challenging experience from that moment.
Of course, G20 event is
really big. Yes.
Okay, so I'm a little curious about what has been the most challenging project or responsibility you have handled so far, and how did you overcome it?
Okay, the most challenging event that I have. The most recent one, I think, at Pertamina. So Pertamina have the annual big event named Pertamina Investor Day under my division, Investor Relations, and that event create opportunity for investors around the world to join our event and to connect with other investors. So I think the challenge come up when there is a mixed schedules between investors, the banks as an arrangers, also the government bodies. And my take from that problem, to stay calm, obviously, and to act quickly solution-oriented. So I think that thing was the very important traits that we need to remind because when we start to crashing out, the problem was not being solutions.
Okay, so you were connecting our government and other
investors.
Companies. Yes. Other investors. Okay. So you've received several awards,
right?
Such as Best Speaker in Debate competitions and being selected as a Cimahi Future Leader.
All right.
Wow. Which of these achievements are you most proud of and why?
Okay, talking about achievement, obviously I'm proud of all of my achievement, but if I need to pick one, I think it would be the Cimahi Future Leaders, because I think that achievement gave me the opportunity to serve directly as an aide and a protocol for my mayor in my city. And I think that experience taught me to have adaptability, especially in formal settings.
Okay, so why do you think those things are important?
It is important because talking about a professional work, we need to adapt in many conditions, in many environments. So that is the traits that I think really influenced me until now.
Okay, and how have these awards and your recognitions influenced your career and personal growth? Okay,
I think my achievement, my experience, gave me the confidence to pursue a bigger role later on. And I think it has also shaped my discipline, my mindset, that a consistent effort leads to recognitions.
Okay, and talking about your confidence.
Okay.
Debate and public speaking seems to play an important role in your journey. How have they shaped of your confidence and communication skills? Or maybe you can share any tips for our audience on how to gain confidence when doing debate or public speaking.
Okay. I think debate taught me to think on my feet, while public speaking taught me to connect with people. And I think those two skills are complementing each other. And another tips for the audience for public speaking, I think the first one, you need to prepare well. You need to know which materials that you want to take. Second one was practice. You can record yourself on your phone, or you can see it in the mirror and rewatch it again, find the mistake, evaluate it, and many more. And another one, I think, I focus on clarity, because the audience want to know the value under what you want to talk. And confidence always grow with the practice.
Okay, I agree with that. We know about practice makes it
perfect. Makes perfect.
And I think many of us wish we could speak with the same confidence, and so your advice will be very helpful. Looking back at your experiences, from internships, organizations role, or competitions, what do you think has been the most defining moment of your career so far?
I think every experience renew my defining moment. But if I need to choose one, the OG one, the first one that I think defined my moment of life, I would choose the experience or the opportunity when I representing my city in provincial debate. Why? Because I think because that moment was in my senior high school, I realized that my voice can reach beyond the classroom. And that thing inspired me the most to take leadership roles later on. I think that is the defining moment of my life.
What was the topic about?
The topic is very diverse. So I think the moment was my teacher searched for the candidate to representing my school. And from that moment, I learned how to debate the first speaker, the second speaker, and many more, how to handle the interruptions from the rival, and many more. And I think that moment gave me the light, to know that my voice can reach beyond the classroom.
Okay. So you have had experience working with investors, government bodies, and international organizations. What skills do you think are most important for building successful partnerships?
Okay, talking about the successful partnerships. The first one, adaptability. Second one, clear communications. And the third one, and the most important one, I think, is a cultural sensitivity. Because each stakeholders are different. We need to know when to lead, when to speak, when to listen, and we need to find a common ground about it. And I think that is the tips for a successful partnerships.
Okay. What an interesting statement. And I want you, like many young people, want to follow a career path like you. What advice would you give to students who want to pursue opportunities in international relations or corporate partnerships? Okay,
a tips for student. I think don't wait until you're 100% ready. Start whenever you find a new opportunities, even if you feel unsure. Because even the smallest step, even the smallest experience that you want to achieve, it can give you a contribution to valuable skills. So start now.
Okay, thank you for your advice, Ms. Rika. I hope our listener will take it seriously for advice. And finally, what message would you like to share with students and parents about the importance of international exposure and achievements in shaping one's future?
international exposures are essential today. Parents should encourage the students. The students should seize every change that you have. Maybe you can applying for MUN from senior high school or even junior high school. Also, you can apply for the exchange, or maybe just find friends from a broad country and many more. Because I think that also can be a very valuable skills for your futures, because international exposures are really essential for today's world.
Okay, so the students have to try hard for their skills, and the parents have to
create the environment for the students.
Support for them.
Right.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Rika.
Thank you so much, Mas Hammam,
for sharing your story with us today.
Okay.
I'm sure our listeners feel inspired to keep growing with a global mindset. And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on Boarding Talk. Don't forget to follow, share, and stay tuned for more inspiring conversations. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Until next time, everyone.